the eagle. Society's ills.
You've never been upset about nothing, Robin.
But you get upset because you see Sam's friends who you don't like their lifestyle? You mean you get upset?
I get upset with the carrying on as if it's something that should be credited and laughed at and la-di-da when people are dying as a result of some of this behavior, yeah.
You think...
Okay, you want to get serious?
Yes, I do.
Meg is always in philosophical step with the program as she runs in each day to offer homespun wisdom.
Because I think sometimes you do anything on these airwaves to get ratings. And that upsets me, too.
Well, hey, let me tell you something.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with crack either, right? People like it, so let's push it.
Nothing wrong with crack?
You see us doing that all the time?
Do I do crack?
Just because something's popular, it doesn't mean that it's good.
Whoa. Solid and flawless logic. That's why the Howard Stern Show is always quick to embrace a fellow DJ.
So Kinnisson's an evil man?
I don't like what he stands for.
What does he stand for?
What does he stand for? Nothing.
That's not true. Why would you say he's an evil man?
Abusing women.
Abusing women?
Being up for days on end out of his mind near a heart attack. Okay?
You're against his lifestyle, but you're for... like when the Beatles and the Stones do it.
Right. I mean, when they're having 5 or 6 women in a room.
I don't see them doing that now, and I certainly don't put them on the air and make jokes about it and encourage it.
It's fun to hear friends having stable conversation.
When I walk in and see that garbage in the hallways, I'm going to get upset about it because I think it stinks.
And I think it's funny.
Well, I know you do. Everybody knows you do. It's Dante's Inferno in here.
Even-tempered comments are in the air.
I am slowly taking over.
Oh, I know you are. People like you are taking over the world.
I am taking over the world, and I control the station now.
That's right. You probably do.
Respect for others' craft is the key to good working relationships.
I simply don't enjoy walking in on it as often as I do here. Oh, it stinks when you walk into this room.
Well, you'll probably...
Yeesh. Calm the frig down, Meg. Have some fun.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. They look like they're about 16 and they don't have any clothes on and they're dripping all over these pimp types.
So Lucky Meg gets to pick up the ball after Howard drops it. Yes, there's real philosophy going on here.
Oh, I have a mental case. I'll admit that.
No. When she's not busy falling off her horse, Meg's having fun exchanges with America's hero on the Howard Stern Show.
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks. It stinks. It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
Yeah, but you had this shot in Crime Story. Somebody offers you front side of the camera, Hollywood, bye-bye radio. For one line, no. For major part, possibly. I will probably sign one more radio contract, but that will be my last radio contract. What? It's time to move on. Time to do more things. There's a lot of stuff to do in this world. Whether it is network television, whether it's local TV or something like that, we're going to have to find something. But the day's going to come where I'm not going to want to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning anymore. But John DeBella does need to perform. Oh, yeah. I have an audience. I've got to have an audience. I enjoy it. And I'm good at it. So, if God gave me this gift, let me use it. What am I going to do? What else am I going to do? Sell stuffed animals at a gas station? Then again, there's always Delta.
And when you get to that darling part, I want you to sing that to me.
No time now waiting for your thing so long ago. 'Cause I wanted to buy too much to ever let you go. You know you never
Our first guest is the #1 morning radio personality in New York and Philadelphia. Now listen to this, kids. This is very important. This summer, he will be seen in 4 one-hour television specials. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the program, Howard Stern.
That right out. But as you know, Robin, we have written a radio movie for today.
And what is it called, Howard?
It is, by the way, there was some discussion yesterday whether to edit it down. It runs 5 minutes and like 30 seconds, right, Fred?
This is a mini-series.
Mini-series.
5:30.
5 minutes and 30 seconds.
This is like
yes.
Malcolm X.
Yes. Very, very interesting that you bring it up. Usually when I make a radio movie,
It's short and concise.
it is short and concise. It will be 3 minutes, possibly 3.5 minutes if I think we've got some...
tight movie.
Well, let me tell you something. I worked on this all afternoon. Scott, the engineer, and Fred were here all night on it. There was an editing session. There is not one bit that could be taken out of this thing. It is going to run its full 5.5 minutes today.
Do we get an intermission to go to the bathroom?
No. In fact, we have a new strategy. We like a movie long enough for us to take a dump. So we've made a radio movie.
You get to go while the movie's
Yeah,
on.
this is Leonard Skinner, Freebird type movie. Now, we have created a movie here called Mayberry 93, The Monster of Mayberry, which is something that you are going to enjoy. I know you love the characters Aunt Bee and Andy,
Opie,
and
Barney.
Barney's in this, Floyd the Barber. Everyone is in it. Everyone. All the characters.
You know what is, I've always missed about these movies. I don't know what happened to. Who were the girlfriends of Andy and Barney?
Well, and actually, in the last radio movie we made, we had Helen Crump.
Yeah.
We did have Helen Crump.
Right. Helen only made one appearance in these Andy of Mayberry movies.
Yeah, well, it's hard to fit in all the characters. On radio, you can't see everybody. You get confused.
And Aunt Clara. And
right. And since all our voices sound the same, it would be very confusing. All right? But I have created what I'd like to call my Christmas gift to all of the cities that we're on in. This is my Christmas gift today to New York and Vegas, Los Angeles, Chicago, everywhere. Cleveland.
Especially the new towns of Buffalo and New Orleans.
You bet. We're going to do a little showing off today. No other radio show can produce a movie like this.
This didn't come from some service
right.
outside.
This is not from a comedy service outside. We have written here a movie, which I think is a masterpiece. It is based.
This is an in-house production.
Yes, it is based on the Katie Beer story. That's all I'll say. Opie is abducted. I can't tell you by who because that's part of the mystery of this thing.
Okay, but let me just say, you did not contact Katie Beers and get the rights to her story.
No.
You have changed it.
Yeah, we basically stole her story. All right? And by the way, the gentleman who wrote the movie Pretty Woman and Under Siege sat in awe while we produced it.
Was he in awe or sleeping?
We caught him dozing. But, yes, today there will be a radio movie on the air. We're very, very excited about it. I must take a break. I'll be back to play it for you. Not one bit has been cut from this. That's
do
how
we
strong.
Have movie premiere music?
You will love it. Well, yes, we do, but I will not reveal that now.
All right.
We will be... Fred, go get some movie premiere music. We will be back for my commentary next. I have a couple of things that I need to get off my chest. I've written them down.
See?
My notes are in my underpants, believe it or not.
They've moved from your socks to your underpants. You're not sleeping in your socks anymore.
No, I had my socks off last night.
See, I know you.
You said something to me. Wait, here it is. Look, just in case you think I'm lying. In my underpants are...
That's not uncomfortable.
Yes. But otherwise I would have forgotten them. This morning's notes.
You don't have a bag you bring to work.
I have separate notes in my other bag, yeah.
Oh, my.
But this is my nighttime notes that I wake up in the middle of the night.
And your bag's not near your bed.
I woke up last night in the middle of the night. I had such strong opinions about Hillary Clinton's hat and the hubbub about her hat. I had such tremendous thoughts.
Sleep.
I couldn't sleep. I had to write them down. I shoved them in my underpants. I went back to sleep.
Now, I thought you would come up with a new theory about the origins of life.
No. No, I want to talk, when we come back, what I will do, you will have an exciting morning this morning. When we come back, I will reveal to you what I thought about last night in my sleep.
All right.
Robin lent me a tape of the inauguration proceeding.
Gala.
The gala. I have more thoughts on that, as you presented yesterday. I have several thoughts on some of the David Letterman issues and some of these other things. I must get off my chest. And then,
after I get those off my chest, I will play for our
You
audience.
think we have to wait?
I will play for our audience of 30 million. We are now up to 30 million people in our audience.
Really?
Yes, we have 30 million listeners, according to my calculations.
Somebody was reading something where I said that we had 11 million listeners.
Right.
They came and said 11 million. I said, yeah, and every one of them was counted.
Yeah, anyone who's ever heard of us. Those are listeners.
That's right.
Yeah, meanwhile I sold 50 butt bongo tapes. All right, thank you. All right, listen. Now.
And that was to me.
The fiasco. No, listen to me. We are going to have an exciting morning. This is a big morning. Also, I'm not going to tell you everything. I'm not going to tell you everything.
I can't believe it. What are you? You're all wound up. You're prepared?
Yeah.
I
New
can't
man.
believe it.
Well, because I'm cured of my back pain.
Uh-oh.
But I don't want to talk about it. On the show February 2nd,
Yes.
tune into this radio program. I will reveal how to get rid of all back pain for all people. For all time. If you suffer from back pain, if a doctor has told you that he's going to operate on you, or you have severe back pain and you're on medication,
What is there in the hospital now?
listen to me carefully right now, or get to your loved ones who are in the hospital. Do not operate, do not do a thing until you listen to the show on February 2nd, where I will reveal to you
The secret.
the secret to getting rid of all back pain permanently.
He's been cured for about 12 hours.
No. Robin, don't even joke about this. There are people suffering in this country.
That's true. Some of them are right here.
I'll give you a hint on how to get rid of back pain.
Yes?
Write a radio bit in front of Jonathan Lawton. No. Let me tell you something. I will reveal in a very serious way. I've never done a serious program on this station.
And all of a sudden it's going to be a documentary.
February 2nd will be a medical program. I will present empirical evidence,
Ooh.
data, if you will.
Scientific.
To support my theory, I will bring in people who have gotten rid of their back pain, people who were laid out in bed, told they could never participate in sports again. I will reveal the secrets.
All these people will be wheeled in.
That's right. Because everyone was lucky enough to listen to this show, and because your leader, Howard Stern, has experienced back pain, he went out and discovered a cure. You know that I am so strong-willed, and I am so bright, that I was able to search out the cure for back pain.
Who found this guy?
Who found this guy?
Yeah.
No, not Neil. Neil is way too stupid. Not Baba Booey. Baba Booey. I will reveal all this on February 2nd. May I? Let's not give it all away now.
All right. Well,
And I
you're
know-
just patting yourself on the back. I know you just laid and moaned, and somebody was looking for help.
I know what you're thinking, and I know what you're saying. Hey, Howard's a dopey disc jockey. I'm going to go through with my operation. I'm going to go ahead. And please, Howard, if you have all this information,
Why are you waiting to reveal it? I'm asking that myself.
I cannot reveal that to you until February 2nd. I must wait until February 2nd to do my show on how to get rid of back pain.
When is February 2nd? Do we got long to wait?
Yes, you have about 2.5 weeks from
my.
today. Okay?
If a guy's getting an operation today, Howard, how is he going to put his doctor
If you
off?
put up with the pain that long, put up with it for 2.5 weeks. I'm sorry I can't reveal the information to you any earlier. But February 2nd will be a very serious program. Even those who don't like our usual joking around, our comical way on the air, who
They
feel...
should tune in because there won't be any of that.
That is right. That is correct. On February 2nd, and I swear to God, I have been given the information, and I will share it with you. And yes, I have been through everything. Physical therapy, Alexander technique. I have been to chiropractors, free. I have been everywhere. I have been everywhere. I went to a surgeon. I have been everywhere. I have been everywhere, Robin.
I don't remember a surgeon.
I didn't even talk to you about it. A top surgeon. I have been to the mountain.
What kind of surgeon?
He specializes in shoulders and backs. He is called what do they call him, an orthopedic surgeon or something? What do they call that?
I guess that could be an orthopedic
No,
surgeon.
why would I lie to you? I went to a surgeon. They x-rayed me.
They didn't cut you.
They gave me medication, anti-inflammatory.
They got you hooked on pills.
They had me hooked on pills. How long was I on those pills? A month?
Yes.
I'm still recovering from the toxins that were released in my system.
Oh, Oh, my goodness.
But I have true information for all of you. I have it all for you. I have figured out the key, the secret. I am a cured man. February 2nd, you tune in for that show.
All right.
Let me take a break. I'm falling far behind, and that's enough to give anybody back pain. Let us take a break. We're going to come back. You're going to get to hear the radio movie Mayberry in '93. I am so charged up today about this. I am so excited because when you hear this, Robin, you will say...
This is a masterpiece.
You will say you're going to say Howard Stern is a genius.
I'm ready to review this new movie.
You will love it. I know. I already got 4 stars. We haven't played it yet.
As an impartial critic.
My build-up gave it 4 stars. This is unbelievable.
Well, there are great expectations for this movie. I hope it lives up to them.
You know how you know this movie's good? We showed it to an audience of critics, and Pia Lindstrom threw up. This is my blue boy. All right, we'll be back right after these words. Howard will be right back.
Morning show, exclusively on 97.1 The Eagle. Ladies and gentlemen, Howard Stern.
All right, here we go. Number one, before I play the radio movie this morning, before we get to our busy phones, before I get to everything, just say that occasionally even I read the paper, Robin.
Mm-hmm.
And I must tell you, I watched the inaugural party, the tape that you gave me, this tape.
The gala, that was 2 days ago.
2 days ago, and I just had a couple of thoughts that I'd share with you. Number one, Richard Johnson beat me to the punch, and he brought it up in his column today. But I had the same thought when I watched Little Richard sing, "Good golly, Miss Molly, sure got a ball."
Sure liked her.
Sure liked a ball.
Yeah.
And I wish they would have put the camera on Tipper Gore, the woman who is so uptight about rock lyrics.
She probably doesn't know what it means.
She's shimmying and shaking, and I guarantee you, though, if Little Richard put out that record today, that was a contemporary record, she would want that label.
Yeah.
Now,
I thought of that, too, when I was watching. I said, he's singing that ball song in front of Tipper Gore.
I know, and I just wonder, like, was she appalled? Was she, oh, gee, I hope the kids aren't listening to this? I mean...
I think they've kept her pretty much shut up. I think they've got her corralled.
I think so. I just hope that people understand the irony of all this, because we want to keep that in check. It's very exciting to me now that we have a president who is from, like they say, the rock and roll generation, a contemporary of people who went to Woodstock. You know what I'm saying? That type.
Contemporary of Bob Dylan.
Of Bob Dylan. It's exciting. I'm excited about the new administration, but there is still sort of that lingering fear I have with Tipper Gore and particularly Senator Al Gore, who are so afraid of what's on the radio. You know, and with regard to my problem about this censorship issue, about so in fear of the word penis, as if the discussion of penis or vagina could actually hurt somebody.
Causes a stampede every time it happens.
Yeah, it's very frightening to me that...
They're so close to the White House?
Yeah. But I really do feel that Bill Clinton understands priorities. I really do. I
should hope so. In his speech yesterday, I didn't hear him say anything about the way people talk on the radio.
No, I didn't hear that.
Or music lyrics.
No, it was a very uplifting speech.
Yes, it was.
And I'll tell you why, because President Bush, pardon the expression, President Bush, that old fart.
Well, you can now say former president.
Yeah. Former nightmare President Bush, every speech was filled with nothing except abortion, and not even abortion, it was a little more coded than that. It was more about our values and family values and the values, and who cares?
Get people back to work.
Get people back to work. And, you know, you talk about a country, about family values. You know, I'm reading in the paper today that the judge in the Katie Beers case, the girl who was thrown down the hole, the judge gives Katie legal aid. They're talking about a foster family, what they're going to provide for this kid. And it's something that you said on the air as well, Robin, that the eyes of the world are on the Katie Beers case. If the eyes of the world were not focused on this little 10-year-old girl, what would have happened is they would have found her in the hole, and they would have taken her and thrown her right back in with the same group of nuts that were raising her.
Yeah.
Now, it's only because this story has gotten so much press attention, and because the press is clamoring to find out about Katie Beers, and they will be watching Katie Beers for the next couple of months. They'll forget about her eventually. But because the press will be watching her for the next couple of months, you see what can be done for one little girl.
Right, but that's just one of how many?
And these nudniks, these mutants, like Terry Ricolta, Reverend Donald Wildman, all of these maniacs who are, and I call them maniacs because they are, you don't see them doing anything for anybody. You don't see them doing anything except screaming about, give me a donation and I will get Howard Stern. If you send me $15, just give me $10 and I will get the radio cleaned up and the TV cleaned up. Yeah. And it's all a bunch of BS because the real problem is that there is no one looking out for the interests of children in reality, what goes on in real life. And this whole hocus-pocus schlock about how everyone's worried about how the impact of children with the word penis is such a crock of crap, you won't believe it.
The only thing they were worried about with children is that children in families like Katie Beers, their parents weren't watching what they watched on TV or listening to on the radio. They could have cared less about the Uncle Johns roaming through the house.
Yeah. Well, and also, regarding, I got to tell you something. I turned on the news yesterday, and 90% of the discussion is about Hillary Clinton's hat. She wore a fedora or something.
They call it a power hat. What is
power hat? Whatever that is. All right, look. I got to tell you something though. I saw 19 critics talking about how the hat is 2 years old. There's something wrong with the hat. One fashion critic was trying to be kind. He said of Hillary Clinton's hat, he goes, you know, maybe it's sort of hip not to be into fashion. I said, no, isn't that a horrible thing? Here, this poor woman spent months preparing, picking hats, coats, matching slacks, everything. She's into fashion. Don't get me wrong. She wants to look good. She just didn't look good.
It's hard for Hillary to look good.
Well, look. Let me tell you something. She's an attractive woman compared to these other first ladies. But I'm going to tell you, let me make my point because I haven't made it yet.
All right.
I'm listening to everyone analyze this. I'm going to tell you something. I'm a man who's been to Disney World. And when you go to Disney World, your eyes are opened up to what the rest of society looks like. If you ever took a look at the trash that lives in this country, the garbage, I mean, the disgusting humanity in this country, go to Disneyland and take a look at the everyday slob that is walking around Disneyland.
Judge that fashion parade, huh?
We have a country full of Herman Munsters. Imagine people sitting there and commenting on whether Hillary Clinton looks so good. The bums in Disneyland should look so good as Hillary Clinton in that hat.
You know what I resent about it? I mean, I've noticed that this fashion thing, one of the things that probably made Nancy Reagan so unpopular was because she was so chic.
Right.
And this whole thing with Hillary, this woman studied, at a very highly regarded law school.
Makes no difference.
Serious woman all of her life, and they're trying to reduce her to somebody who gives teas and dresses well to be on her husband's arm.
With the hat. And I got to tell you something. You've got to take a look at who's walking around judging this hat. The pigs and slobs that live in this country.
They probably thought the hat was fine.
Yeah, with the spandex pants. I mean, the woman was dressed up. All right, so. Listen, you go to any wedding out on Long Island here and see what these yentas are wearing. You could puke. Who are we kidding? It's unbelievable. And I'll tell you something. I saw everyone review the hat. They all said the hat was bad. There was only one guy who said he thought the hat was fantastic. And you know who that guy was?
Who?
Guy up in Harlem who owns a hat place.
Oh, dear.
A black guy.
He wants to sell hats.
Black people love hats like that. Blacks wear wild hats. So it did appeal to the black audience, as far as I can tell.
Well, maybe that's why she wore it.
That's right. Maybe she was appealing to black. Pimps were jealous.
Something for everyone.
But I got to tell you something, really. When you do go to Disneyland, you will really see the dregs of society. You will really see bums. You will see people in spandex with big bellies, and most of them look retarded.
You know, we walk around New York and we think that this is what the rest of the world looks like.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, it's funny. I was in a restaurant here in Manhattan, and you walk in and you see beautiful women, men even, beautiful people. maybe 1/2% of the whole population of this country looks that good.
Yeah, and if you see somebody that doesn't look like that, you know they're from out of town.
Right. Now, who are we kidding with this hat? It's unbelievable. I'll tell you, after going to Disney World, I was proud of the homeless people that live here in New York City.
They're well dressed.
Our homeless are better dressed than most of the people who go to visit Disney World with their white trash families. But I did watch, yesterday on TV, there was some kind of parade yesterday.
That was the inaugural parade, Howard.
I have never seen such commotion. In fact, I tune on the TV and I see black people doing flips in the street with gym mats. And I said, what is going on? Could this still be inauguration stuff? And sure enough, there it was. There was a whole group of blacks doing gymnastics in the street.
Yes. They were moving their mats.
Moving the mats. It was the funniest thing I ever saw. They move the mats down the street, and they tumble on the mat.
I thought that was ingenious.
Yeah. So I quickly turned the channel over to Geraldo, because I couldn't take it. I was flipping out that there were black people jumping through the air. So they always got black people jumping through hoops. I tuned over, and I saw they had a program on... women, Mafia wives. Women who are married to mob guys. And I'll tell you something. I thought mob guys had good-looking women. Boy, was I wrong.
That's who they marry, Howard.
Oh, I see. I was going to say, gee, I thought it was great to be in the mob.
Those aren't the gumadas.
Oh, I see. The gumada is a good-looking woman. Well, look, I thought Hillary carried herself well, and tell you the truth, it's not a beauty pageant anyway. But it seemed like the coronation of a king. It really did.
I forgot about all the hoopla that goes with an inauguration.
I don't think there ever has been an inauguration like this. I'm going to tell you.
Well, there's always a parade, though, and all those parties.
Yes. And I was watching the tape that you gave me of this inauguration that they ran on CBS, I guess it was.
Yes.
First of all, they got this Edward James Olmos. Now, this is a guy, I don't even know what movie he's been in. This is a guy, I'm not even sure he's an actor. I'm not a bigger star than he is. This guy has set himself up. He's like the Vice President of the United States. This guy walks in, he gets respect all of a sudden. He was the guy who, after the L.A. riots, an actor, who went through the streets with a broom and swept up a little symbolically, and believe me, he booked out of there. You with this guy, he ought to go into politics.
Well, I told you they want him to run for mayor of Los Angeles.
It's unbelievable. What has he done? Then he says he's an African. I thought he was a Puerto Rican.
Who knows what he is? I thought he was Mexican.
That's what I thought. Now he says he's everything.
Yeah.
And
he is the melting pot.
And he's up there giving a speech to Clinton, and Clinton's listening to him like he knows something. He should be a spokesman for Zitz or Us, this Edward James Olmos. Got skin, got craters all over his face.
Did you love that hairdo?
With that hair slicked back and it's greasy. Take a hair wash.
Who was that? Who had a hairdo like that?
I don't know. But he
Marilyn Quayle, I think.
He should have wore Hillary Clinton's hat. Although, Robin, I shouldn't make fun of Edward James Olmos. I know you almost married him.
Well, I look at him every once in a while, and I say, I could have been with him tonight.
Mrs. Robin James Olmos.
Mrs. Olmos.
Mrs. Olmos. You are almost Mrs. Olmos. And even watching some of the performances, people carry on. Performers are so affected. I tell you, Hollywood stinks. Show business blows. There's Aretha Franklin. She gets up there, big fatso. And the Queen of Soul, excuse me, because she could belt out a few tunes. As she gets, and believe me, there's plenty of people in black choirs who can sing just as good as her.
I don't know.
She gets up there. She's wearing a fur coat, okay?
She loves. Animals better run
when they come around her. The Queen of Soul loves animals.
She loves wrapping them around her neck.
You're not kidding. Reach for dessert. That's what the song. Re. Queen of Big Macs, not Queen of Soul. So the Queen of Big Macs gets up there and she's wearing a fur coat.
It had a fur collar. This time it was all mink.
It was all mink, thick as a brick. And she's got it half on and half off, and she's putting it on, and she takes it off during the song, and it's on and it's off. I said, this is unbelievable. The Queen of Soul, the Queen of Soul Food, because she's as big as a house. The Queen of Soul Food is, did you see what she was carrying on with that coat?
Yeah.
Like a lunatic. It's just such an affect. Going up there, it's a warm theater, and she's wearing a giant fur coat. But the one that I get the most, I got embarrassed through the whole thing. I really did. From the Macaulay Culkin, the little kid. It's embarrassing. Chevy Chase is embarrassing. He droned on way too long. Way too long.
Yeah.
The queen of soul food, Aretha Franklin's up there. I bet she skinned the minks herself and ate them raw. But,
well, there's something to be said for it. At least the meat is getting eaten.
Yeah. All right, I'll give her that. Shouldn't waste the meat. But this Goldie Hawn gets up there. She starts making a speech about her father to the president, and she's in Sally Field, who's a jerk, was embarrassed to even standing next to her. And she has a low-cut... Now, this... no offense, Goldie, but you got no breast. I mean, I never seen anything like it.
I know. It was... she looked like a man.
She wore a plunging neckline. And with the cleavage, but there's no cleavage.
Right.
You can see she got two little flapjacks that she crazy glued to the top of her dress. She had like two little It's like if I walked out and say, I got more breasts. I looked at Sally Field and Goldie Hawn. I got more breasts than the two of them put together.
Well, it was funny because she kept leaning over, and if she'd had anything, it would have fallen out.
Sure. Little Richard was sexier. But she had those little flapjacks glued to her dress. And I'll tell you, they had a scene there. I don't know if the cameraman cut it or what, but Bill Clinton is making eye contact with Goldie. Back and forth there. Hillary, I think, was a little nervous.
Didn't you see her hold on to him?
Yeah, oh yeah.
She grabbed him at that point.
Hillary didn't like that. But it was quite something else.
But I thought it was appropriate what we said yesterday. Ladies, in show business, don't tempt the president.
Yeah.
He's weak.
Well, I wonder if Bill's gotten in there yet, to Goldie.
She certainly was giggly, wasn't she?
Oh, yes. Very giggly. Well, but anyway, I was very excited to see the new president come into office. And
wait a minute. Did you notice, Howard?
Yeah.
I'm a little worried because all during the campaign he pretended to be Elvis, with the biting of the lip and that whole thing. And yesterday he was pretending to be Kennedy.
Yeah, well, don't get caught up on who he's pretending to be. Just be happy Bush is out of there. Because don't forget,
I'm very happy about that.
As I was watching this, I kept saying to myself, hey, who is this guy? Isn't it amazing that about a year ago, nobody really knew who he was? Right. And there were a lot of candidates. There was Kerry, there was Tsongas.
Seemed like there were 15 Democrats running.
And for some reason...
He's the guy.
He's the guy. And you don't really know that much about him. But for some reason, he's the guy out of all those guys. And I mean... And he was certainly the most unknown of all of them. And
he had the most to overcome.
It's he was like Teflon. Everything bounced off of... I mean, this guy had a scandal, the marijuana, all of it.
First of all, he was not known.
Right.
He was from a little
Arkansas.
State of Arkansas.
It's amazing that the guy is there.
Yeah.
It's an amazing accomplishment. I don't know how he did it. Sometimes I say, maybe we just elected a horny hippie or something. You know what I'm saying? And I go, hey,
was this like a party thing?
But I told people during the election, I said one thing. And I told you this, and I'm not going to forget that I said it. I don't take back my words.
What?
I said, if you want to get rid of George Bush, you have got to vote for the Democratic nominee. Because if you throw your vote to Ross Perot, it ain't going to work, and you're going to be stuck with Bush again.
There might have been a moment. But Ross Perot screwed up.
He screwed up. I said on the air, vote for Bill Clinton. Because if you're sick of this Bush, and you're sick of the abortion, and you're sick of the tone of this religious right that they're setting for the country. And I said, don't worry about the economy. President can't change the economy anyway. You think one guy... I'm telling you, you can't change anything. It's a bureaucracy that is so set up.
You certainly could change government spending, though.
You could, but nobody will. I said, but if you want to get rid of some of these stupid social issues, the tone of the country, where these wacky reverends from down south are busy sleeping over in the White House and being given credibility and quoted every day, I said, you got to vote for Bill Clinton. So, the culmination of my personal dream was to see him in the White House.
Well, your dream came true.
So my dream came true. I don't give a rat's ass what friggin' hat she wears. Okay, we'll jump off at a roof with that hat. I don't care.
I wish my president would stop pretending to be someone else. He was using Kennedy's gestures. He almost had Kennedy's accent while doing the speech.
You think anybody knows how to act like the president? You pick a president that people like, and you behave like him. Show business.
Oh, goodness.
And speaking of show business, okay, Fred gave me the high sign. I got to take a break. Listen, when I come back, let me just wrap up one thing I want to say about David Letterman.
My fellow Americans.
I want to do one other thing. I want to play this. I want to play this many times this morning. I'm so proud of this radio movie.
Yes.
We have a movie coming up. Don't move. In fact, call your friends. Tell them there's a big movie coming up right here on our show, Mayberry 93, The Monster of Mayberry. Who will be the one who was caught molesting Opie and locking him down underneath in a hole? He's living. Opie was captured, kidnapped, and molested.
Were terrible things done to Opie?
Oh, terrible. Wait till you hear this. And everything is right here. It's very raw. Get the kids out of the room. We'll be back right after these words.
The Howard Stern Show will be back in a moment on 97.1. The Eagle. Listening to The Howard Stern Show on 97.1. The Eagle. Call Howard now on the Eagle's toll-free number, 1-800-54-STERN.
All right. Just one other thing. If you think that the president was crowned like a king yesterday.
Yeah, that's President Clinton. Or King Clinton.
King Clinton. You know who's being treated better than the president himself?
Who?
Is King Letterman.
Ah.
I'm reading here, again, another article in the paper.
King Dave.
Don't go Hollywood, city urges Letterman.
What are they going to do?
They want Letterman to stay in the New York City area. The mayor's office met Richard Brick, the city's commissioner of film, theater, and broadcasting, met yesterday at NBC's Rockefeller Center headquarters with Letterman's representatives, including executive producer Robert Morton. But neither side would divulge the specifics of their discussion. It was a productive meeting, said Brick, through mayoral spokeswoman Jennifer Kimball. Look at the
shenanigans.
And Letterman's all stressed out. I'll give you a piece of inside information. I know someone who works over there. They faxed me. A bunch of the employees over at NBC, pages and such that work on the Letterman show. Do you know about this?
No.
They were wearing stickers that said, Dave, don't go, with the NBC peacock on it. Dave, stay home on NBC. Dave, NBC loves Dave. Dave and CBS, not. You see, here they are. I'll show them to you.
I had heard about
it.
No fun over there.
No fun over there. But speaking of fun, let's have some.
But wait a minute. Let me just ask you one thing about the city and David Letterman.
Yeah.
Are they going to pay him some more money?
Let's see. No decision has been made about moving, said CBS spokeswoman Ann Morgan. The concern of the Letterman show is that it is broadcast from a production facility that would provide the best resources for doing that, including the right work environment. Yeah, New York wouldn't have that.
That means sun.
Yeah, that means sun and fun. One concern of Letterman's producers is said to be that CBS studio facilities here don't measure up to those Letterman has at NBC. Another factor is that Letterman may have easier access to Hollywood stars by moving to Los Angeles, the venue of Jay Leno's Tonight Show, against which Letterman will compete.
He's going.
Of course he's going. I'd bet any amount of money, because he'd be a fool not to. Because I know one thing, like even that TV show that I taped, the E! Show, like I got to go out to Los Angeles in 2 or 3 weeks and tape, because you should see the list of guests I have out in Los Angeles.
As opposed to here.
Yeah, because here in New York, I got to wait for somebody to come through who's doing a press tour or something like that. But out in Los Angeles, everybody lives there.
That's true.
It's no big deal for them to stop by and just do something on a weekend or a morning or something like that. It's no big deal. Here, it's a whole big deal. You got to book it. And you got to.
That's right. They got to be in hotels.
Yeah. It's a nightmare. So, like if Cher comes to New York, Letterman's fighting with everybody to get her, and then every New York-based show, like the Today Show and everything, they all have her on. It's already old by the time he gets her.
It's a feeding frenzy.
Right. If he's out in Los Angeles, picks up the phone, hey, Cher, you want to come by today and do the show?
Well, she'll say no, but...
Say no, but...
At least it wouldn't have been a big hassle.
Right. At least when she says no, you have a chance of her saying yes. But anyway. Listen, what I want to do now is play you a radio movie. I am so excited about this. I know everyone's waiting. Everyone sit back and relax, get popcorn, do whatever you want. The normal things you do during a movie, you can do while you listen to this. You eat popcorn?
Get some popcorn.
By all means do it, because this is a movie in the truest sense.
All right.
Now, I don't think this movie needs much explanation. It is based on the Katie Beer story.
And everybody knows that little girl who was stolen, kidnapped, and thrown into an underground bunker.
Right. It's as 5 minutes and 30 seconds long, Robin. It could have been edited down. This is like my Malcolm X. It goes, you know, Malcolm X went 3.5 hours?
2.5.
Whatever. Seemed like 3.5. But Mayberry 93, The Monster of Mayberry, goes 5 minutes and 30 seconds.
Wow.
And I
longest radio movie ever?
This is the longest radio movie that I have ever put on these airwaves. That is correct. But I felt that the statement made here is so strong. First of all, there's running statements on child abuse, bigotry.
This is a message movie? Is that what you're telling me?
Bigotry, homophobia.
Oh.
As you know, Barney Fife is a big homophobe.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, because everyone always thinks he's gay. So Barney, of course, and Andy tries to set him straight, and Aunt B has her sexual hang-ups, and she's a terrible... you guys got to see.
Oh, my. Everybody. It seems that everybody has a problem.
And one of the characters has a nasty little secret. He is a pedophile.
Oh. Did you know that pedophiles don't care whether it's a boy or girl?
That's right. And you see, a lot of the townspeople mistake that he is gay in this.
Ah.
But you learn that anyone could be a pedophile. See, you learn a lot in this radio movie. Yes, you have laughs. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
Way too many laughs. But yet you learn.
You learn from the humor.
That's right.
You learn while you're laughing.
That's right. It's so much fun. Barney's a homo hater. Andy's a moron.
Is it as funny as Jackie's shirt this morning?
Yeah, well, you can tell that Jackie has lost weight, so he's bringing out his losing weight shirt. Fred, during the last set of commercials, Fred turns to Jackie and goes, "Hey, what'd you say, Fred?"
I said, "You're losing weight, aren't you? It's like you're breaking out the you've lost weight shirts, because I haven't seen this shirt in quite a while."
Jackie has lost weight shirts.
Yeah.
Like whenever he gets thin,
usually there's like stages. There's like, it's kind of like the markings on the side of like a tank or something with water.
Right.
Like it's like a rain gauge.
Yeah.
This is a fashion gauge.
This is a fashion gauge. Jackie breaking out the colorful shirts.
This happens to be one of those shirts that's loose enough that fits me at any weight, but it happens to be short sleeve, and I'm wearing it in the winter. That's why you haven't seen it recently.
Oh,
I hate to
okay.
spoil
And
your
like you
fun.
don't, excuse me, you don't wear T-shirts every day?
I haven't worn a T-shirt on the show in 2 years.
Okay.
Oh, there.
All right. Yeah, that's a lie.
It's an absolute truth.
It's an absolute lie.
I swear to God.
Oh, you're dressing better?
I just haven't been wearing T-shirts for 2 years because I was so fat.
Believe me, this is his getting thin
Yes,
shirt.
absolutely.
Everybody knows what you're up to.
There's more color on that shirt
There's a
than
reason
there's
you.
in the rainbow.
There's a reason you broke into that shirt this particular week. Thank you. All right, let's not get sidetracked by our own problems here in the studio. Everybody sit back and relax. It is time for Mayberry 93. Can I play it here, or do I have to take a break?
Quick break if you want.
A quick break. All right, quick break, and then the movie.
The movie.
Right after these words.
Howard Stern will be back after this on 97.1 The Eagle.
7 o'clock at the Eagle. I'm Les Colinas checking traffic. Again, dense fog out this morning.
On The Eagle.
This radio movie you're about to hear, I labored over yesterday a really long time. In fact, I even went home and from my house, listened to it over the phone and did last-minute editing and, you know, just making sure everything was tight, sound effects, everything. This is a masterpiece.
Oh. Now, you know when you build up something like this, often people are disappointed because it's hard to live up to those kind of expectations.
No. Robin, you will be, I guarantee you'll be drawn into the story as it goes. You'll be wondering who really molested Opie.
Oh.
All right, here we go. A movie premiere. Robin's wearing a big blue hat.
That's right, my Hillary hat.
Very beautiful.
For the opening.
A little big, but nice. All right.
About 2 years behind the times.
I really worked hard on this.
Oh?
I went out and got independent financing.
Now, sometimes when you work hard on something, it still doesn't work out. You know, Barry Levinson worked hard on toys.
Yeah, but hey, you're talking about Howard Stern now. All right, here we go.
It's Andy of Mayberry, 1993. Tonight's episode, The Monster of Mayberry.
Opie! Opie! Where is Opie?
Hey, Barney, have you seen Opie?
Hey, is he missing again?
Yeah?
I got chores for the little bastard. He sure does get around. He was supposed to buy my soda. He was supposed to buy my chips, my KY jelly, my sanitary napkins and bows.
Hey, B, why does my underpants drawer have no underpants in it?
Because, Andy, I sent Opie to the store to get bleach for your underwear, to take the skid marks out. Hey, Ann, you look like you got a Picasso in your underpants.
Barney, put down my BVDs.
Andy, I'm worried. Where is Opie? Where is that boy? I bet he's in a secret room with a queer fly. He's a big Queer! Big Queer, we gotta nip him in the bud. Nip it right in the bud. Now look here, Andy, Barney, stop the chatter. We have a serious problem. I am Opie's godmother, and I am endowed with certain responsibilities to take care of Opie.
Yeah, Opie's the best thing that ever happened to us. He's a good little slave.
Better than a gook. Or a nigger.
Now stop that racist talk, babe.
I hope to God he can be found. Oh, my.
Why, babe? I didn't know you was so emotional.
I'm not emotional. I need tampons. A puddle is forming by my ankles. Opie, I need Opie.
I have a bad feeling that Opie's been kidnapped and violated.
Yeah, it's heinous.
Did you say anus, Barn?
No, I said it's heinous, you dumb f***ing hillbilly.
Come on in.
Hi, Ange. Hi, Bill. Hi, Barney. Why are you all staring at me?
Hey, look! It's Floyd the Queer!
Now, Barney, don't talk like that. You ought to know better.
Hey,
Floyd, you perv. Did you kidnap Opie?
Hey there. Hold on. Time out. I've been at the shop all day putting combs in the blue water.
I know you absconded, Opie.
No, Floyd Esposito, swear, I didn't kidnap Opie. And, you can search my barber shop. I love Opie. And I wouldn't harm a hair on his head. I miss his young hairless bottom. His creamy milky thighs. His young curious tongue and searching fingers.
What?
I mean,
Well, looks like Floyd here's innocent. He really misses Opie.
Well, just the same, Floyd, I'm going to mosey on over and do a little police work.
Right behind you, Andy.
you won't find a thing.
While Andy and Barney search the barbershop above, Floyd and Opie are down below in Floyd's secret love dungeon.
Opie, why they'll never find you.
Let me go, Floyd.
Opie, I'm going to fill your tank. I can't get through a week without you.
Floyd, please let me go. I know they're searching for me. I hear them up above.
Opie!
They can't hear you, Opie. Now, put on these leather sailor pants. And elastic turtleneck top. Come on.
God, stop molesting me, Floyd.
Upstairs, Andy and Barney continue their search.
Opie!
Hey, look over here, Barney. There's a light coming up from underneath that floorboard. I suspect foul play.
I suspect an old queer and a 6-year-old boy.
Now, Barney, I told you not to use that Q word. A child molester ain't necessarily gay. Come on. Hit me with this floorboard, Barney. Hey, it's open. We're coming, son. Don't worry.
Floyd, put that boy down.
Help me.
Shut up, Opie, please. Hey, I'm innocent over there. You've got nothing on me.
Oh, yeah? Well, we caught you red-handed with this boy.
Wait. My lawyer will just say that I'm a hero.
A hero?
I can't believe you. No lawyer is stupid enough to say that. Who's your lawyer?
Dominic Barbara.
Dominic? He's not stupid. I mean, why Jessica Hahn took off all of her clothes and he got most of her money. Listen, Opie, you go on home.
Thanks, Dad, for rescuing me.
Goodbye, Opie.
Yeah, well, Aunt Bee's got chores for you, boy.
You're going to buy some potato chips and get a case of soda, paint the fence, clean the attic, bathe the dog, wash and wax the car, and pluck the hair out of Aunt Bee's wart.
Please along, everybody.
Hey, Opie, where are you going? You're headed the wrong way.
No, I'm not. I'm going back into Floyd's love dungeon. Yeah, compared to you guys, he's a bargain. He's a good kisser. And Ren and Stimpy are on the cable.
Step this way, Opie.
Andy of Mayberry, 1993.
Wow. Now, come on. That's an epic. That's one of the greatest radio movies ever made. In fact,
when they said Floyd was coming in, I said, what is Howard doing in the movie?
Yeah. Hey, come on. My Floyd is known around the country. Yeah. Come on, my Floyd is known. It's world-renowned. Can I help it if I do a good Floyd? Well, there it is. What is that music?
I thought it was going to be a different thing.
What are you doing?
Kind of like a thing on the outside.
What
Never
did you do?
mind.
You just ruined the mood, Fred.
I know. I'm very sorry. I apologize.
What were you trying to play?
Where were you going
I was going for like a thing at the end of a movie where it was kind of like a punctuator.
I see. All right.
It didn't work. I failed.
Well, let's go around the country and get reviews, Robin.
Right.
What was your favorite part?
That was the first radio movie heard in New Orleans.
Yes, it was. I don't think one has ever been done before, though.
I think my favorite part was when you finally got to Opie in the dungeon.
Yes.
That's when it picked up for me.
When
then
the lawyer.
I was riveted.
Then you were riveted when he put on the leather sailor pants.
Yes.
I see. All right. Well, let's see. See who. Hello, you're on the air.
Good morning. That was fantastic.
Yes, it brought out It brought out the whole story.
And there was that message there.
Yes, there was.
Pedophiles are not homosexual.
Well, yeah, I think the message was there anyway. But there it is. By the way, Buffalo and New Orleans, you can fax in your reviews because we don't have a phone
That's why
line
we can't
here.
talk to you.
We can't talk to you yet. We will in a couple of days. Anyway, so what was your favorite part?
It's hard to pick just one part. I mean, it flowed so well.
Yes.
It was just one moment right after the other.
I think you can put that in the advertising. It
Yes.
flows so well.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. All right, there it is. Big review. You know, most radio shows, and let's make this point, they don't go, believe me, most of the disc jockeys go home after their show. We stayed here and put together a radio movie. Very rarely done. Very rarely done. Move over to Los Angeles. They are very critical over there.
All right. That is the capital of the showbiz world.
We were here till, I think, 10:15 with this. Yes? You're on the... How'd you like the radio movie?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, Mayberry 93.
Yeah, I always wanted to ask you about an underdog lady.
Well, I was taking reviews on the movie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right. What about Underdog Lady?
Are you going to put her, like, in the next either Butt Bongo or, in your Fart Man movie?
She doesn't like us.
She doesn't like
She won't
you?
work with us.
She won't work with us.
She was great.
Yeah, she's great, but she doesn't know how...
We'd love to have her back.
Yeah, if you can talk to her for us, we'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay.
Las Vegas, how'd you like your radio movie? As far as I know, that's your first radio movie ever in Vegas. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. How did you like it?
It was excellent, man.
Excellent.
Howard Stern's excellent.
All right. And what is your review of the movie? I mean, what was your favorite part?
Favorite part must have been probably Opie turning around and taking off, man.
Opie going back into the dungeon.
Yeah, I didn't want to pull the hair out of Aunt B's wart there.
Right. With the vice grips. All right, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. A lot of people, I knew people would be shocked by the ending.
Yes.
Because
that was unexpected.
Even in the Katie Beers real life story, many people said, the dungeon was better compared to what she lived like. Yeah. So there you go. All she had to do was make out with that guy. What about Chicago?
Let's hear what they have to say.
Chicago, very tough city. Hello?
Well, that was their reaction.
What about Albany? Albany, what was your opinion of the radio movie? What was your favorite part?
All of it sucked.
Oh, thanks.
Well, you can't please everything.
Hey, if I get one review like that, that's it. I won't do any more radio movies for you. That's it. Forget it.
3 thumbs down.
Oh, screw off. Yeah, I'd like to see what you can come up with, you jerk off. What a dick raining on my parade. There's always one guy who has to call in and say that.
What are you going to do? You can't let them stop you, Howard.
Yeah, I guess not. After all the good reviews. That's it. We're not going to Albany even when we become number one. I refuse to accept that one. I'm taking a different call from Albany.
All right.
Albany, you're on the air. Hello?
Howard.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, thank you.
On behalf of Albany, that was our first radio movie, and it was an epic.
Yeah, I don't see anybody making radio... I don't see those two imbeciles making a radio movie for you.
Ridiculous.
What is that?
Levine, Fat Ed Levine, they're just ridiculous.
Mason and Sheen are ridiculous?
They're ridiculous. They're jokes. And Ed Levine, he's another fat jerk. He shouldn't be out there either.
Yeah, well...
I don't hear any I don't even listen to them, so I don't know what they're doing over there.
The only place that he's allowed to work is Albany.
He's a loser.
They're all losers. All right, thank you very much.
You're the best.
Well, there they are, Robin, the reviews.
The reviews are in, and most of them were positive.
Except for one. And that guy was a
Oh,
loser.
he probably got up on the wrong side of the bed.
That's all. He doesn't know. I mean, look at all the work that went into that. Took at least 10 minutes. All right, very good. We're going to take a break. We'll come back right after these words.
The Howard Stern Show will return in a moment on 97. Talk to Howard on the Eagles.
To get to, but I want to repay a favor. Well, not a favor, but I have often said if somebody writes a prominent article about us, and oh, that's Jessica?
Jessica wrote an article?
No. Jessica took her clothes off from Playboy. Jessica Hahn is on the phone. Of course,
We haven't talked to her this year.
Jessica, you got to be upset that Amy Fisher has 3 movies out on her, and
What the hell happened to you?
yeah.
Well, I got more money than she did.
Why did they never make a movie about you and your?
Because it's too complicated. And there are actually it's being optioned, but I don't want to really do it. And listen, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thanks for the Christmas present.
You're welcome.
And that bit was hysterical.
Of course.
I thought
Jessica Hahn reviews.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, what about Jessica Hahn movie review? That's being offered in syndication now.
Hi, Robin.
Good morning.
Hey, you ought to come in for the Super Bowl party next Friday. We're having girls coming in and massaging us naked.
I heard you're in love with
I mean, we won't be naked. The girls will. Because we don't look too good naked.
I'm going to Mexico.
For what?
For a shoot.
What kind of shoot?
But something, a shoot. We discussed it on a Philadelphia trip.
When was it?
A movie?
Sort of, yeah.
Isn't it? I bet you all these actresses, these aspiring actresses, are going, I can't believe this. I studied for 5 years with Lee Strasberg, and Jessica Hahn's getting all the work in Hollywood. But,
Stella Adler taught me.
yeah.
They can talk about me.
Hey, they can talk all they want. You've got the work.
Right. I just keep working and everything. But
you're not going to Mexico for Shaved Magazine, are you?
No. That was funny, though. I heard that on the air.
Well, what's the deal? What are you doing?
I'm doing it like a 15-minute video. I'm not really supposed to talk about it yet.
Why?
Is this a Playboy video?
I'm not.
But you can't talk about it.
Yeah.
Why can't you talk about it? Why would they want you?
I don't know. I guess I can. I mean, I'm doing it.
People are faxing me about it. You must be able
really?
to talk about
it.
it.
Are they really?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, send me even the outtakes.
Howard, you're going to get an exclusive. I swear, this stuff is unbelievable.
And what are they going to do? Have you run around naked in Mexico?
No, I've been doing stuff for weeks now.
Mexican farmers driving by in their cars.
No, it's like
Chiquita.
It's on a deserted island. It's all like we had a bunch of meetings and stuff. And
What do they do? They fly you to a deserted island.
Well, I've been shooting for weeks.
And you romp around naked?
No.
Are there any men in it?
Well.
Yeah, you're going to do a fantasy scene?
I've done a few of them.
You've done them already?
Howard, you're going to die. It's like a side of me you guys have never seen.
Really?
A side of me? No, I've seen it.
Which side would that be?
I'm just not allowed to talk about it. My wife will kill me.
Well.
I've seen it. One time I jumped in the bathtub with Jessica. I saw her fantasy side.
You saw a side there.
I ran right out of the tub. I knew it would have been the end of my marriage if I stayed in there.
You behaved, remember?
And then we were in Los Angeles for the funeral recently, and Jessica treated us to a whole new side of her. She was just getting naked in front of us.
I was trying clothes on.
Yeah, she was trying clothes on in front of us. I forgot. There was a reason why she was naked.
Do you think your wife's going to have the baby tonight?
I don't know.
You know what? I think your wife is shooting for the long weekend. I'm pulling for the long weekend.
Yeah, me too. I think she'll do it on Sunday, and then you'll have the long weekend on Monday.
I think she's going to do it tonight.
So do I.
So we get tomorrow.
Oh, that would be perfect.
I think tonight too, Robin.
If my wife gave birth to... Evidently, people are fascinated about when my wife's going to give birth because now people are calling from all over.
Oh, yeah. As soon as I walked into the nail shop yesterday, they're like, oh, you were at work today, weren't you? They were all taking bets, too.
Well, I bet $100 that she'd have the baby on Wednesday.
I want to be in on this bet.
Well, there is no bet because I got cleaned out already.
He would have been broke by now. He wouldn't have money for the baby's college.
Well, last night, my wife was... You know, she's really big, and every minute I get bulleted.
Yes.
You know, my stomach's been upset, I've had diarrhea all day.
Diarrhea?
Yeah, and that means I'm cleaning myself out, that means the baby's getting rid of it, nature's an enema, the whole thing. I get the whole discussion, and I'm like, oh, Jesus.
I never even knew about this.
And then she says to me, well, make love to me, that'll bring on the contractions. I go, I'm not making love to you. I made love to her 2 weeks ago.
That didn't work?
It felt real strange. And I don't mean the physical baby being there. I mean, she actually, from the inside, felt different.
Well, of course. course. That things are softening up there.
Oh,
for
man.
The eventual journey.
And I was lost. You know, I'm not a big man. And I'm going to tell you something. I was lost.
Oh, stop it.
I couldn't even get anything going.
Oh, you behave yourself.
No, I'm serious. I was just like, wow, I don't think anything's going to happen here.
Did she know?
It was like swimming around.
Did she know you were there?
Barely. She really barely knew.
Oh, dear.
I had to do a lot of stuff to her to get her, into it. It took like an hour.
Well, Howard, so when are you having the Super Bowl party?
Next Friday.
Is Robin going to be at work?
No, you're coming in to do the news.
Oh,
There you
right.
go. I've
You're
got
the
it
newswoman.
perfectly worked out.
No, Robin is going to be in. She's a professional. No, she has a job to do. Sometimes she does things that are make her more happy and less happy, but she'll be here.
I only want to work when I'm very happy.
You can wear a blindfold if you like. I thought about that.
I love when Howard says, that's why it's called work.
That's right. What about, so Jessica, you're going to come rub us down?
I'm going to be away.
Oh, too bad.
She's shooting in Mexico.
Yeah. All right, Jessica.
Well, I just wanted to check in and say I love you.
And you're nude right now?
I'm about to go in the shower.
You know what Howard said to me the other day?
What?
He said, Jessica must have a new man. We haven't heard from her
Yeah.
lately.
Still having sex with the same guy?
Yeah.
He's still with you? No, he dumped you, right?
No, I don't know where it is.
The married guy?
Look,
It's on again, off again.
Yeah.
He dumped you.
I'm just working.
I told you he'd dump you.
No, it's not like that.
What was it like?
It's
He went
like-
back to his wife.
They became friends.
No.
Yeah, well, now, you know what it is? He's on the rebound, and he wants
Right, it was his
experience.
first
Howard, I like to
relationship.
He wants to meet a lot of other girls.
I just decided that I just need to concentrate on work, and that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, because there was nothing else to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. There was no guy to concentrate on. I told you he'd dump you.
It's not that way,
No, okay.
necessarily.
All right.
Well, I can't wait for the book you got in you.
I don't have one in me. I figured I'm never going to write one. I don't want to.
Oh, please, you got to. You got to tell me all the secrets.
That's why if I was going to cheat on my wife, the last woman I do it with is Jessica Hahn. Because I know when you tick her off just once, you end up in that book.
No.
And then your life is ruined.
I don't
Well, who do you cheat with? Or who isn't going to do that?
You know who I'm thinking is
Who?
the right woman to cheat with?
Who?
Sam Phillips.
I knew.
Oh, come on. She's going to write the book, too. She's going to be on Donahue.
Yeah, I know.
Howard, I'm not going to do it.
She's coming in to rub us down. Hey, we got to interview women for the big Super Bowl party. Jessica, I got to hang up. I got a lot going on. And I have a very.
I just wanted to thank you for everything.
All right, thank you,
I wanted to
Jessica.
check in and congratulate all
Very
of you.
good, Jessica. Now you go shave
And
for your big trip to Mexico.
I'm taking care of that in about 5 minutes.
All right, very
You
good.
guys sound great, and I love you.
Oh,
I miss
love
you.
you. Miss you too.
And Fred and Jackie. Jackie's losing weight. Congratulations.
Notice Jessica loves everyone when that guy dumped her.
I
She forgot about us while he was around.
She was going out with a married man. I knew it was a trip
Hey,
down
wait a minute.
nowhere road.
No, Howard.
You still with the guy or not?
You
Or
know,
he just comes over and has sex with you once a week?
No, it's not like that. It's just on, you know.
Now Jessica's ready for public scrutiny, and he says no.
Right.
She's tired of all this hiding and sneaking around.
Yeah, and Jessica said, hey, can't we go out somewhere? And he
Yeah.
goes, no.
Why
I'll
do we
just-
always have to
let's just have
stay
sex
here?
at your
Are
apartment.
you guys my parents?
Let's just have sex at your apartment, Jessica, and then I won't be seen with you. And do me a favor, don't come by the set anymore.
I want to go out.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Yeah. All right, Jessica. Bye-bye.
Bye.
On our phone now, Robin, I'm going to introduce you to someone very bright.
Yes. You know I love the bride.
Someone smart, for a change. Not stupid like us.
Excuse me.
Like me. You're very intelligent.
Right.
Let me just say that every once in a while, a positive article is written about us.
Every once in a while.
And not that the article said we had talent or anything like that. It was quite the opposite.
Really?
Well, it didn't really say. No article ever says we have talent. But what it did say, basically, in a very creative way, it was in New York Magazine in David Bloom's column.
Oh, I know what column you're talking about.
Did you read it?
Yes, I love that column.
It's very good. The guy's very bright. And I was reading, and I didn't know this would appear, but he wrote in his magazine about how absurd it was that they find us obscene.
Yes, that they're going after us when there's all these other things around.
Right, and the real obscenities in the world are never tackled, and that's
Yeah.
sort of like our point, that, all these yahoos who run around talking about obscenities in the world, the ones who worry about children so much, ought to protect their children. They ought to go out and help the Katie Beers of this world, but they don't. All of them sit at home and watch TV with their big fat guts over their panties and sit there and write letters and get $15 contributions. Well, more or less he said that. But he said it
in a humorous way.
Yeah, not in a dull, sort of boorish way that I just said it. Right, David?
That's exactly right.
So I said to David Bloom and anyone else who writes positive articles of note, that they could hawk something on the show.
Sure.
So it turns out he has a book, right?
That's right.
Right. But you write but you write a column regularly for New York Magazine.
Yes, I do.
So that pays the bill.
More or less. Slightly less. But,
You mean you can make enough money just writing that one column in New York Magazine to support you and your family?
not quite. I have to write books occasionally, but so do all great writers.
And when you write the book, what do? They give you an advance?
They give me an advance, and they send me out, and in this case, I got very lucky. I got to write about a restaurant. And
this is a book about a restaurant?
It's a book about a restaurant that catered exclusively to the crowd of Victoria's Secret supermodels, basically. So it did very well for a brief period of time, and then crashed and burned.
But the book crashed and burned? Or
No,
the restaurant?
The book survived. The restaurant died.
Hey, that sounds like a pretty good movie. You know what? I could be in that movie.
You're a supermodel?
No, I'm the owner of a restaurant that caters to supermodels. And the whole movie is just different supermodels coming in, and then I hide cameras in the bathroom so I can watch them naked.
Jonathan Change Fart Man.
Yeah, Fart Man to Flash in the Pan. Now, the name of the book is Flash in the Pan?
Flash in the Pan, The Life and Death of an American Restaurant, and it stars Jill Goodacre, the girlfriend of Harry Connick Jr. And
she's hot, man.
Very hot.
Did you meet her to write the? Did you do research for the book?
I met them all. I did quite a bit of research.
all.
What's your story? You married?
Yes, but
your wife doesn't care if you interview.
my wife's asleep right now, so we can speak freely.
Your wife a model?
No, not professionally.
What did she do before you married her? Was she just a yenta?
Just a writer.
Oh, she was a
Another
writer.
Mm-hmm.
Good looking?
Very good looking.
Not as good looking as Harry Connick's lady.
Well, I'm not as good looking as Harry Connick, I guess.
Oh, Harry Connick's a chump.
Yeah.
He's a big pussy. You know that.
Well, you have to carry a gun.
Yeah, right. I can kick his ass. So all of a sudden, you write this book, and in order to do research for the book, you have to interview supermodels.
Well, primarily, it was Ashley Montana, from the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Now, when you go to interview her, where do you interview her?
In the restaurant. I mean, they came to the restaurant all the time.
So you hung out there?
Yeah, I mean, one of the principles of the restaurant was, let's bring in as many beautiful women as we can, because that's what brings people into restaurants. And it worked. It worked for a while.
But how did
they bring in a group of, 12 models and give them free dinner and champagne, and they'd come in dressed in their black miniskirts, and it did the job.
So you would get free food, lots of babes, and you're just a crafty bastard who wrote a book about it. I like that.
Well,
what was the name of the restaurant?
The Falls, down on Varick Street.
Robin, surprised you never frequented that.
I didn't catch that one.
To me, Robin's a supermodel.
It was a flash in the pan, so it was pretty hard to catch. And
So
models are very fickle. They usually go only where they're about to get a free meal or free drink, and then they move on.
But did the restaurant fail because it had bad food? Because a lot of these places are good on concept, but then they don't provide the good food.
Well, the food was okay, but it really wasn't the point of the place.
It was about the models.
Yeah, it was about beautiful women and guys who like to eat with beautiful women or near beautiful women, and that worked.
I would read about that.
Yeah, well,
I mean, what kind of story? I mean, what's the? Is it a happy ending?
A very sad ending. Very tragic ending.
You got any pictures of models in this book?
Just mental pictures.
Oh, I see.
But it's sort of like a George Michael video kind of thing,
I see.
You're reading it and you're imagining, sort of a Victoria's Secret catalog come to life. They actually had the idea for a Halloween party to have all the waitresses and all the Victoria's Secret models come in and serve food and lingerie, but...
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's,
the guy was working overtime on those ideas, I must admit.
And you got to admit that's the kind of restaurant I would run. I think I could have definitely gotten behind it. I didn't know about a restaurant like
But
that.
you failed.
Yeah.
Well, there still are a few of them scattered around. There's sort of a miniskirt district downtown where models roam.
Can I paste some models' pictures in here while I read so I can...
Yeah, if you hit a model's picture on every page.
Hey, I got to admit, when I read the article in New York Magazine, I didn't think that, you would ever come out in favor of us. You know what I mean?
Well, I just really felt that the indecency issue was really bogus.
Yeah, it is.
I certainly would... I don't have children yet, but if I did, and I would not want them watching... Who's the Boss or Saved by the Bell. I'd rather have them listening to your show.
Yeah, all right. See, that was the whole point of the article. Like, Who's the Boss has goofy themes that teach you really weird values.
Yeah. Well, it's not, who wants to see people hugging each other at the end of every show? I mean, that's what happens. I think that's a lot more indecent than what you do. So.
Yeah, he pointed out, like, gee, how come they're not screaming at these people, two unmarried people hugging each other?
Right, living in the same house.
Living in sin, Eventually it's going to come down to that, though. Everyone's going to be reporting everything.
Well, right now they've made 2 characters get married on TV.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the John Ritter show with Marky Post.
Oh, they made them get married.
They're going to have to get married.
Yeah, that's truly indecent.
Couldn't take it. And seriously, did you watch any of the inauguration?
Yes.
Didn't you think when Little Richard was singing Good Golly Miss Molly, she sure likes the ball, did you think like Tipper Gore's sitting there like freaking out?
I think they've muzzled Tipper Gore. I think
she really looks like she's been put under control.
I think that was decided right up early on that
yeah, right.
she was not going to be allowed to speak.
Yeah, let her just shut her stupid mouth.
The indecency issue I hope will
go
be
away.
brought down with Bill Clinton and.
I think Clinton realizes he might have some other important issues to concentrate on. But
well, you've got Roger Clinton on your side. I think that's...
Yeah, the Raj. Yeah, and I like his music.
He'll be making an appearance later on our show today.
Will he?
Yes, we have tape of him performing last night.
Excellent. I'm sure it's excellent.
Oh, believe me, it's great.
There you go.
Man ought to have a record contract.
That's right. My theory on that big blue hat that Hillary wore was that she wore it in case she needed to throw it in Tipper's mouth.
That was a weapon. It was like Odd Job.
Yeah, it's like a frisbee. You just slam it into her mouth.
In the Bond movies, his hat is a weapon.
Anyway, David really could care less about our stupid jokes. He wants to talk about his book. It's called Flash in the Pan. I like the premise. It's about, and you know
what? It's interesting.
I'm going to say I like the premise.
Do you follow one model? Is one model like the heroine of the story?
Well, there was one model who was an actual investor in the restaurant.
Oh.
She's not as famous as the other Victoria's Secret models. Her name was Alexandra, but she's the attractive blonde on page 14 of the fall catalog, Victoria's Secret.
It's almost a pattern. Become a model, hang out at a certain place, wait for like a Harry Connick Jr. to walk in. You know he's going to fall in love with you.
Latch onto him.
Latch onto him and marry him, and then you're set for the rest of your life.
I know there was a model named Elaine Irwin that used to come in all the time, and she was after basically every actor who showed up in the place. She's just recently married John Cougar Mellencamp.
Yeah, there you go.
One.
Yeah, that's a good find. Nice young millionaire.
Yeah, that's what they're looking for. And Matt Dillon was also an investor in the place, and he usually brought in a pretty trendy-looking crowd of actors with him.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's sort of like I knew girls on a smaller scale who were good-looking, but they weren't models. They would go into physical therapy in college, and these are women who didn't even want to touch another human being, but they go into physical therapy because as a physical therapist, you would have to take science courses with medical students.
Right.
And they would meet doctors, and they would marry them. And you knew none of them were into physical therapy.
They'd never be in the physical therapy business.
Physical therapy is pretty demanding. You got to sit there and actually touch the aged and like work their body parts when they go rotting. You know what I mean?
Didn't I tell you about the girl when we were in nursing school? Because that's a big scam in nursing too. You go into nursing, you don't want to help people, you want to meet a doctor.
Yeah.
And they changed the curriculum, and you didn't get to the hospital right away.
Right.
So one of the girls anonymously wrote one of our instructors, and she said, I came here to marry a doctor, and I haven't even met one yet.
There you go. An angry woman. Nothing like a nurse scorned. But anyway, David Bloom, B-L-U-M.
Yes.
His book, Flash in the Pan, The Life and Death of an American Restaurant. I am plugging it for one reason. Whether it's good or bad, I suggest you buy it. Because he came out in favor of us.
We stand behind this book.
And it actually is good.
And it actually is good. Hey,
well, I know he's a good writer.
I mean,
love that article.
Would have been better if there was a couple of supermodel pictures in it, but okay.
This is a novel.
And I want to say good luck on your book, Howard. And
thank you.
If you're looking for a scribe for the King of All Media, I'd be delighted to
really
to work on it with you.
Ooh, well,
why aren't you talking to him?
Well,
we
actually,
are talking.
We are talking.
Oh, I didn't
We're
know
talking
that.
right now. Are we actually talking?
I'll make the deal. We're talking about talking.
Are we talking about talking?
We're talking about talking now.
Are we talking about talking now, or someone has contacted you?
We're discussing talking later about talking now.
What's he saying, Bob?
I don't know. I think you better call him.
All right, I'll get in touch with you, David.
All right, thanks.
All right, thanks, man.
Bye.
All right, David Bloom, everyone. I finally figured out how to get writers on my side because I always get bad reviews and stuff, and people. No, not even the plug.
What?
I'm writing my own book, and I need someone to help me organize it. So now all the writers are writing nice stuff about me because they want me to choose them to help. See?
It's a strategy.
It's a strategy. I never planned to put out the book. They just got to be nice to me. Tired of getting all that negative ink. All right, we got to take a break. We're going to take phone calls next. We got a ton of stuff to get to.
There's something I should have showed you. I just thought of it while he was talking about supermodels and, you know, the Jill Goodacre thing.
Yeah.
I was watching, I guess the thing is called Dateline with Jane Pauley.
Yeah.
And they had Harry Connick Jr. on.
Yeah.
And, of course, during the interview, Jill Goodacre has to walk in.
Yeah, I mean, your breath is taken away.
Right, and she sits down next to him at this piano.
Yeah, and he's in love.
He sings this song he wrote to her.
Oh.
Now, this man can't write a song.
No.
But he's going to, Jill.
Jill, you're young and you're strong. Gary, you actually have that song?
No, but I have a song.
What song? Harry Connick?
Yeah.
He's an imbecile.
I couldn't believe that he's just singing this song to her. She goes, oh, my Harry wrote me a song. And now she's doing his videos.
Yeah.
He's the director of his videos.
Oh, sure. He's
and
supermodel.
helps him write music.
And now she's a musician.
She's arranging.
I really wish she was my girlfriend.
She'd be writing comedy.
Well, here you go. And you sing, all you do is sing old Frank Sinatra songs.
Yeah.
Are these actual Frank Sinatra songs? No.
Well, Frank Sinatra didn't write songs. He just sang.
No, but I mean, are these the ones that he sang?
Yeah, of course.
Who sang this one originally? This is an old song.
Oh, that's the one he did in Rob Reiner's movie.
Right, the Harry Met Sally.
Yeah.
I wandered around.
Everybody's sung this.
And you want to know something? I can sing this kind of stuff as good as he can.
Why didn't you do it?
You got a soundtrack to that? I could sing this.
Go to track 10, the instrumental.
Wow. I wish I had the lyrics. You don't have the lyrics, do you?
No. But
It had to be you, it had to be you. Just sing that part.
Just give me the first couple of lines.
It had to be you.
I want to make a point about this kind of singing.
It had to be you.
I wandered
around and finally found somebody who
had to be
could
you.
make me.
Wait a second. It had to be you.
It had to be you.
I'll change it around. I'll make it a little fun. I'm only half Jew. I'll do that. I'm only half Jew.
I'm only half Jew.
I'm only half Jew.
I wandered around and finally found.
I'm only half Jew. I wandered around. Finally found.
What?
What did I find? Well, give me the real one.
Somebody who could make me be true.
Could make me
or feel blue.
Be true.
Could
Right,
make
here, watch.
me be true.
I can sing as good as this guy because those songs are easy to sing. Any imbecile can sing that. Let me just clear my throat.
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Guess I'm not ready. Oh, it starts right off?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay. This arrangement isn't exactly what I had in mind, but... Had to be you. It had to be you. I wandered around, finally found somebody who couldn't be true. Somebody who... It had to be you. Yes, it do. It had to be you. Thank you. Crap. Come on. How different was it?
Why, you're Michael Feinstein.
Yeah. How bad could it... I mean, what's so great about him? All right, he's got that. If I had that fancy intro... First of all, that's a lot faster than the way he was singing it. If I had that slow version, you wouldn't even be able to tell the difference.
Well, sing with it.
All right. It had to be you. I'm only half Jew. I'm funny as hell. My duty don't smell. And I'm only half Jew. Go ahead. Could make me be true. Ba 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 boo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. One, two. It had to be you. Thank you. I'm only half Jew. I'm funny as hell. My duty don't smell. I'm only half Jew. See what I mean? Same thing. Same crap. Any idiot can sing that. Come on, seriously. What is that?
Well, he sings
supermodel.
Frank Sinatra very well.
If I could remember the words, I'd be doing the same thing.
Well, you know, he also his other big talent. I think the rest of this album is instrumentals.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be a great piano player.
No, he's not. You read the critics. He's not a great piano player.
I mean, but that's what the rest
That's
of the
what he thinks he is.
He doesn't deserve a supermodel. All right, I got to take a break. Enough of that. I was trying to prove myself.
But he's singing to Jill now.
Right. I want your girl Jill. I want your girl Jill. I hope she's on the pill so she don't swell from accepting my goo. I love Jill too. I could love Jill too. Jill my goo. Ba 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 boo. I love Jill too. Got a little song for Gary now. I'm not as stupid as you. I'm not as stupid as you. I don't look like a horse. Your breath is so coarse. I'm not as stupid as you. See what I mean? Same thing.
Well, at least you can sort of stay with these songs.
You serenade me. All right, very good. All right, we'll be back. Robin, this hour, I must get to our movie again. I want to replay that.
Definitely.
Also, I want to get to our phone calls.
The next screening of...
And, Gary, what else do we have to do on today's show?
Well, a lot of things, but when you come back, we're going to take a very interesting phone call.
Oh, yeah?
Very interesting.
Very interesting.
All right, we'll be back right after these words.
Howard will be right back on 97.1, The Eagle.
746 at the Eagle. I'm Les Colinas checking traffic. Lots of problems.
Call Howard now on the Eagle's toll-free number, 1-800-54-STERN.
On our phone is a listener whose boyfriend just died, or husband.
A listener who's...
Let me get this straight. Baba Booey explained it to me, and he's marble mouth, so I'm not sure. What is this? Your boyfriend died?
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, my fiance.
Your fiance died.
Yes.
How did that happen?
He got into a car accident.
I'm sorry to hear that.
You know,
Well, why is she on the phone with us?
I just wanted to tell you that he loves you guys.
He was it figures one of our fans gets in a car accident.
Yeah, he loves you.
Aw.
He listens to you every morning. He told me about you every day.
When did this happen?
Sunday morning, he was a DJ at a club and knew a show, and he went to go get pizza afterwards, and on his way home, he crashed.
Into a tree or something?
Like a divider, and then he spun out, and the car flipped over, and...
Did he have an airbag?
No.
What kind of car was he driving?
Acura.
Uh-huh.
Integra. And I think he died instantly.
When were you going to be married?
October 17th of this year.
Well, listen,
I'm sorry to call you up and depress you and everything.
Yeah,
I know you're going to go cursing me out later.
Well, you just ruined the show, that's all.
I know.
Are you dating yet?
Oh, stop.
Well, I'll put her on dial-a-date. What do you think, Robin? Put her on dial-a-date?
No, not this.
She has to listen, we owe it to the guy.
Get back on that horse?
She has to get back on the horse and start dating.
Oh, boy.
I'll tell you. A little later in the show, I'm going to play our new bit for you, Andy of Mayberry, 1993.
He would have loved it. I listened to the one before.
I will dedicate it to him.
Thank you.
What was his name?
Robert Labriola.
Robert Labiola?
Labriola. Labriola.
Robert Labriola.
Well, that's kind of a weird situation to be in. You weren't actually his wife.
I know.
Yeah.
I know, and everybody keeps, saying, I'm sorry, you're his girlfriend. I'm like, no, I'm his fiance. I mean, it's something more than a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, well...
But, there's an odd, like the wife gets all the help and the sympathy. Now it goes to his mother.
Well, we are getting a lot of sympathy, even my mother and my sister, my brother. My brother loves you, too, by the way.
Well, thanks.
Well, tell him to drive safely.
Yeah, did you have it? Yeah, it seems everyone who loves us lately is getting into car accidents.
Yeah.
And how many, so how many days ago did this happen?
It just happened Sunday morning.
Sunday morning. And what happened?
This is Thursday.
Who called you to tell you?
One of his friends who went to go get pizza with him.
And did you go to the funeral?
The funeral's this morning.
This morning you're going?
Yes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Where do you sit in the funeral?
I'm going in the limo and everything, and I'm right up there with his mother. I'm basically part of the family.